yesterday with Vice President Kamala Harris talking about unity, abortion rights, and a middle-class tax cut. And former President Donald Trump heavily focused on border issues. Trump also sought to capitalize on a gaffe by President Biden with a photo op on a garbage truck as he tried to move beyond a scandal over racist remarks by some speakers at his New York rally. Bob Costa is in Kenosha, Wisconsin with the latest on the story. Bob, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. Yesterday was a snapshot of what the final week of this campaign has been all about. Spectacle and celebrity and rallies where both candidates are battling over who is standing up for the working American.
Climbing aboard a garbage truck in Green Bay that had his campaign's logo on the side.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Former President Trump embraced his latest political set piece as he amped up his attacks on Democrats.
Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself.
Even though President Biden has clarified what he meant, Trump and his allies are now confident that Biden's recent remarks can slow down any momentum for Vice President Harris.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of things is unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Crooked Joe Biden finally said what he and Kamala really think of our supporters. He called them garbage.
Later on stage in that orange construction vest, Trump insisted that Biden's comment indicated a loathing of the electorate.
You can't be president if you hate the American people, which I believe they do.
Hours earlier, Harris made clear she speaks for herself and welcomes all voters into her coalition.
I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for.
And while polls show a significant gender gap, Trump had this to say last night.
And my people told me about 4 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said, we think it's very inappropriate for you to say, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Meanwhile, Republicans are increasingly focused on the voting process in the key battleground state of Pennsylvania. Yesterday, an appeals court there struck down a requirement for voters to hand date their mail-in ballots, declaring it violates the state's constitution. And a day after Trump speaking in Allentown alleged fraud with Pennsylvania mail-in ballots.
They've cheated. We caught them with 2,600 votes.
Trump had this to say about whether he would accept the results in the state.
Pennsylvania, sure. Oh, if they find no evidence of cheating anywhere else.
And with just 5 days to go, former President Trump today is heading to the Sun Belt with stops in Nevada and Arizona. His closing message, sources say, will focus on the economy and border security. Nate.
All right, Bob, thank you. Vice President Harris will also be in Arizona and Nevada today after a star-studded rally last night in Madison, Wisconsin, focused on getting young people to vote. Nancy Cortez was there. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, Nate. Here's a stat for you. Harris currently leads among young voters ages 18 to 29 by 23 points nationwide, according to our polling. And so it's in her campaign's interest to try to drive up vote totals in college towns like this one. But young voters are also the least reliable voters. And so last night, the Harris campaign put on a show here in Madison that they're hoping these students will remember come Tuesday. Rally or rock concert? In Madison, Wisconsin last night, the vice president's warm-up acts were famous in their own right. From the folk band Mumford & Sons to singer-songwriter Gracie Abrams. A big draw for some of the University of Wisconsin's 50,000 undergrads.
I have already gone to Memorial Union and voted early for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Come here, let's just meet. Before taking the stage, Harris visited with the Badgers women's volleyball team. In the arena, her comments about reproductive rights got the loudest applause from this young crowd.
The fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body. I see it in the women who refuse to accept a future without reproductive freedom. And the men who support them.
It was her third battleground stop of the day after rallying supporters in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity?
And pitching her plans in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I will give a middle-class tax cut to 100 million Americans. Enact the first ever federal ban on price gouging on groceries.
She also got a surprise boost from a well-known Republican. Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger announced he's voting for Harris because of Trump's refusal to accept he lost in 2020. Rejecting the results of an election, Schwarzenegger wrote, is as un-American as it gets. Today, Harris heads west to campaign with film and music superstar J-Lo. J-Lo, of course, is one of several major artists of Puerto Rican descent who spoke out on Sunday after a comedian at one of Trump's rallies described Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage. Tony.
Nancy, thank you very much. We have breaking news overnight from North Korea. The country test-fired a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile with the potential to reach these United States. Charlie Daggett joins us now with more on this. Charlie, this can't be good.
No, Tony, it isn't. And it's no coincidence this test comes just as a South Korean delegation is visiting here in D.C. In fact, the South Korean defense minister warned just yesterday at the Pentagon a missile test was likely to happen soon. So South Korean and Japanese officials say the ICBM was fired almost vertically, traveled upward for 86 minutes, reached a height of more than 4,300 miles before falling back into the sea. That would be North Korea's longest flight and highest altitude ever. The United States, South Korea, and Japan also identified the weapon. They condemned the launch, with the U.S. officials calling it a flagrant violation of UN Security Council resolutions. And remember, it also comes as U.S. defense officials confirmed thousands of North Korean troops are training in Russia. They're wearing Russian uniforms, they're carrying Russian equipment, and they're headed towards eastern Ukraine, likely to join the war there. If, in fact, this missile is confirmed to be an ICBM, it will be North Korea's first launch since its missile test back in December. Gail?
All right, got it, Charlie. Thank you very much. A flooding disaster in Spain has killed at least 95 people, and that number, we're sorry to say, is likely to rise as the search and rescue crews pull more victims out of the water. Chris Livesay is tracking the rescue effort.
Roads transformed into raging rivers. In some areas, more than a year's worth of rainfall in the span of just 8 hours. Part of Spain's worst natural disaster in recent memory. This couple, trapped on the second floor of a house, scooped to safety by a loader. I'm smiling so I don't cry, Dennis Lavati says, after spending the night in a gas station in 6 feet of water. It was a living hell. A living hell. Climate scientists blame a warmer atmosphere for retaining historic levels of moisture, a slowing jet stream for failing to push the storm away, and parched, drought-stricken soil that can't absorb the catastrophic downpour. Some 1,000 soldiers are among those searching for survivors, and an entire country now in mourning. The sorrow is the people who have died. And there have been many, says this teacher. These are my savings, my effort, my life. We are alive. With more rain and hail forecast, the death toll continues to climb. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Rome.
Here at home, we are seeing more record-breaking temperatures, 93 degrees in Austin, Texas, 80 in Green Bay, Wisconsin, 81 in Syracuse, New York. Tonight could be the warmest Halloween in decades in the East. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams with our partners at the Weather Channel has the trick or treat forecast. Steph, good morning.
Nate, good morning. Along with the heat, the weather will be wicked for the little goblins collecting candy in parts of the Northwest, Midwest, and southern Mississippi River Valley. On the other hand, the clear skies will be spooktacular from Screamer, Alabama to Kill Devil Hills all the way up to Salem, Mass. That's the area where if you have thermophobia, it's going to be a hauntingly hot day with record-setting highs in the 70s and 80s. Tomorrow, we stay above average from Florida to Maine, but behind it, we cool off around the Great Lakes. Our next system comes into the Northwest Friday. That's where it stays active on Saturday. And the rain in the plains over the weekend does bring us a flood threat. Tuesday, our Election Day forecast calls for weather in the center of the country, the Northwest, and New England. For more in-depth coverage, you can watch your Weather Channel on cable or live on your favorite TV streaming devices. Nate, hopefully the weather won't deter anyone from getting out to vote.
No doubt. Looks like the weather will be sweet. Stephanie Abrams, thank you.
A massive explosion and a fire at a battery plant in Fredericktown, Missouri prompted evacuations and forced some people to run for shelter.
I got it.
Whoa. Wow. Officials shut down a local highway near the facility. We're glad to report that no injuries have been reported there.
Halfway through last night's Game 5 of the World Series, Yankees fans were sure feeling good, cruising to a second win, hoping for a comeback, and then disaster struck. For one inning, the New York Yankees looked more like my amazing New York Mets, and the Dodgers, they capitalized. A dramatic come-from-behind win to capture the World Series title. CBS Morning's Saturday co-host Dana Jacobson has more on the final game of the Fall Classic.
Your Dodgers have won the World Series! In a clash of East and West, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers on top, beating their longtime rivals, the Bronx Bombers. That victory capped by celebrating inside Yankee Stadium.
Fastball driven the other way. Sleeping Giant has awoken!
But for a long stretch, it looked like the battle would go back to L.A.
Now it's Chisholm. High drive, right field, goodbye!
The Yankees came out swinging with back-to-back home runs in the first inning, thanks to the Jays, Aaron Judge and Jazz Chisholm Jr. In the third, Giancarlo Stanton provided insurance with a bomb of his own, putting the Dodgers in a 5-0 hole. But there was a seismic shift in the fifth, starting with this Judge blunder.
Judge, who settles under this ball, but then drops it.
Followed by another when Anthony Volpe's throw to get the lead runner ended up in the dirt.
And another break for LA.
But even with those miscues, it came down to starting pitcher Garrett Cole.
Nobody at first!
With 2 outs, he failed to cover first base on this Mookie Betts grounder, setting the stage for an epic Dodgers comeback. And in the top of the 8th,
Cracked in the air to deep center field.
Betts sets up a sac fly that would give the Dodgers their first lead of the game, ending in trophy number 8.
We're obviously resilient, but there's so much love in this clubhouse that won this game today. It was love, it was grit.
As the boys in blue celebrated in the Bronx, thousands of miles away, Dodgers fans stormed the streets. Our Adam Yamaguchi watched the win with some.
This is what 8 World Series wins for the Dodgers sounds like. This crowd has just erupted.
All this up and down, but they came through. The Dodgers are awesome.
No surprise, Freddie Freeman captured MVP honors after knocking in home runs in the first 4 games, couple RBI last night. As for a parade, that will be tomorrow, which is even more special for the team. You may have forgotten they did not get to celebrate the 2020 World Series win with one because of COVID. And Shohei Ohtani gets that World Series title. He'll have the regular season MVP, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been worth the money.
It was so interesting to hear from the managers of both teams. On the Dodgers, they said it was exhilaration, jubilation. The Yankees manager said it was just a cruel ending. And cruel was the word he used. Yeah. It was tough. It was tough for those guys.
I mean, you really, if you were watching early, you thought it was done.
Yes.
Thought it was in the bag.
The Yankees have made history, and they're going to force
high too, Dana, from the night before.
Right.
Every Little League coach right now is saying, got to cover first base. It's fundamentals. And for the Dodgers, heads up, hard base
all
running.
Those blunders.
Yep.
Baseball 101. All right, Dana, thank you so much. All right, we are getting new information about the economy just before the election coming up in just a bit. So Jill Schlesinger is here to break down what the numbers mean. But right now, it is 7:16. Time to check the local weather.
Well, good Thursday, everybody. Wow, we've got kind of some spooky clouds out there this morning on Halloween morning. It feels a little chilly, too. We've got 40s around the valley. We're noticeably cooler this morning, but it should be really ghoulishly good trick-or-treating weather. We'll stay dry with some rain and snow in northern Nevada today, but some of these clouds will keep creeping through. We'll see if we can make it to 70 degrees. Have a great Halloween.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley Mommy Needs This More Than Anything Else in the World Black Friday event. But don't wait, because it's also the Ashley You Can Get 0% interest for 72 months Black Friday event.
You've got a Pepto predicament, Ace. You overdid it on the loaded fries, and now your gut is in the gutter. Undo it with Pepto Fast Melts, so you can keep on rolling. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
All right, sandworms out of the basement and the furnace has been exercised. Another Progressive Home and Auto bundle fully protected from the unexpected.
Beetlejuice caused quite a ruckus, huh?
Jamie, don't say his name.
Beetlejuice?
Saying his name 3 times is how you summon him.
Right. What if I say other words in between? Does that restart it?
Don't overthink it.
Or what if I broke it up into 2 parts? Like someone said, what's your favorite bug? Beetle. What's your favorite morning beverage?
You're welcome.
Beetlejuice, on it now on digital.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years. When I have customers come in and ask for something for memory, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works, and I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good for me. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
Still ahead this morning, former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be here with his take on our presidential election. You know, Tony used to be my hair model, but now it's Boris Johnson. I want hair just like his. Plus, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright co-star in the new movie Here. They're going to talk about reuniting on screen for the first time since Forrest Gump 30 years ago. Run, Forrest, run. This is CBS Mornings.
Resolve. Your pet knows if a mess is really gone. If not, they may remark the spot. Resolve gets rid of pet messes better than the leading competitor, destroying stains, neutralizing odors, and preventing remarking. Love the love, resolve the mess.
Emergency crystals pop and fizz when you throw them back. And who doesn't love a good throwback? Now with vitamin D for the dark days of winter.
Want to get the most out of one sheet? Grab Bounty. Bounty is made to be stronger and more absorbent. So while ordinary brands can't hold up, one sheet of Bounty keeps working even when wet. Now that's the sound of value. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Missing out on the things you love because of asthma? Get back to better breathing with Fasenra, an add-on treatment for eosinophilic asthma that is taken once every 8 weeks. Fasenra is not for sudden breathing problems or other eosinophilic conditions. Allergic reactions may occur. Don't stop your asthma treatments without talking with your doctor. Tell your doctor if your asthma worsens. Headache and sore throat may occur. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. Step back out there with Fasenra. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
Time to press rewind with Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. It has derm-proven retinol expertly formulated to target skin cell turnover and fight not 1 but 5 signs of aging. With visible results in just 1 week. Neutrogena.
I'm a lifelong Republican, and I voted for Trump twice, but I can't do it again. Trump wants a national sales tax on imported goods. It'll make everything more expensive for regular people, all while giving tax breaks to billionaires.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
Kamala Harris is for regular people. She wants a tax cut for 100 million Americans, so we keep more of our hard-earned money. I'm a proud Republican, but this year, I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. Achoo. Needs, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Alka-Seltzer Plus, cold and flu. When speed is what you need, bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus. Also try the new chewable Fizzy Chews. No water needed.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
New from #1 best-selling author Louise Penny. In the silence, something is stirring. The Gray Wolf. The magnificent, riveting new novel from Louise Penny.
My moderate to severe Crohn's disease
And my ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me
out of the picture. Now there's Sky Rizzy.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Sky Rizzy. Sky Rizzy is proven to help deliver remission.
And help visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture? Ask your gastroenterologist how to take control of your Crohn's or UC with Sky Rizzy.
Control is everything to me.
AbbVie could help you save. It's gonna be alright.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Dead by Hurricane Helene, your support is urgently needed.
In today's Money Watch, we are talking about the economy, which is a huge issue this election. The latest GDP report shows it grew at an annual rate of 2.8% in the third quarter. CBS News business analyst Dollar Jill Schlesinger is here to break it all down. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so this is the latest measure of the economy before the election next week. What does this GDP report tell us?
The economy's on solid footing. We had a rough first quarter to start. We came back in the second quarter, now the third quarter, and this is being propelled by consumers. Consumers really opened up their wallets in the third quarter. It's pretty remarkable considering we thought we were going to be in a recession in 22 or 23, and now we're still growing. Right. So this is a good result.
Okay, so the data suggests that the economy is still hot and people are still feeling the pain from the high prices, but wages are also up with inflation.
Yeah, this is a really hard thing for people.
Break this down for me.
Yeah, okay, so here's what happens. You get a wage increase and you think you've earned it. But part of that wage increase has to do with inflation. Remember, we had a labor shortage. People had to make more money to be able to afford stuff. And so wages went up. And right now, if you look back 5 years, wages, when you adjust for inflation, are higher than they were in 2019. But it is that real shadow of the high prices that spooks us here on Halloween. And I think what's important to remember is that, you know, this economy doesn't treat everyone equally. I give you a chart like that and I say, everyone should feel good. But it depends who you are.
Yeah.
Let's say you're a renter. If you're a renter, your rent's up about 25% in the last 5 years. Let's say you're a homeowner. You've had a locked-in low-rate mortgage for 5 years. You feel better as a homeowner than you do as a renter. So each person is going to feel this economy differently.
The Federal Reserve will be making their next decision on interest rates right after the election. What do you expect?
I think we're probably going to see another reduction, this time 1/4 percentage point instead of 1/2, and that will be next Thursday. It is not political. This is a pre-scheduled meeting, and I think this is going to be good news for people who are borrowing.
What about the new employment data coming up?
Ignore it. It's going to be a crazy one because of Boeing and because of the 2 hurricanes.
All right, listen, the economy might trick us, but you are always a treat.
Yes.
I appreciate you, Jill. All right, still ahead, why Megan Thee Stallion is suing a popular blogger. Your local news is coming.
Well, Mother Nature scaring up some clouds on this Halloween morning out there, but it's really beautiful. It's just a little chilly. We've got 40s to start off the day, cooler than yesterday. Clouds coming in with this disturbance up north. We'll stay dry, and we'll just see a fair amount of those clouds around in the morning hours. We'll see if we can make it up to 70 degrees for our afternoon. That's beautifully mild, frightfully good weather to start off November. Trick-or-treaters are going to love the weather tonight for trick-or-treating. And then we could get a chance for rain Saturday night and Sunday as our clocks fall back to standard time. Let's check the drive and see how the roads are doing. Anything spooky, Nate?
Well, actually, there was a crash earlier way up on the northern 215 Beltway eastbound around Low C. Suppose it's off on the right shoulder, but it's backed up almost all the way to Aliante. The rest of the freeway system super crowded. Got what turned out to be a rollover crash off the road. Eastbound Blue Diamond between Rainbow and Jones at Torrey Pines. They're only blocking one lane of traffic. We got a tow truck there and a car on its side way off in the distance. New crash coming in Henderson. This is going to be around Galleria and Whitney Ranch. Looks like they're blocking the left turn lane and cars behind the trees. This is 8 News Now.
There's a difference you can feel when you step into the showroom at Findlay Honda Henderson. The difference is our people, focused on you. Because when you're the center of our attention, everybody wins. Welcome to The Difference at Findlay Honda Henderson.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting T2T.org.
I'm Jackie Rosen, and I approve this message.
How Sam Brown and the MAGA extremists are hurting Nevada. They want massive cuts to Social Security and Medicare, taking away benefits you earned. They want to eliminate the Department of Education, devastating Nevada schools. And for the last decade, Sam Brown and the MAGA extremists have tried to ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. See all the facts. Sam Brown and the MAGA extremists are hurting Nevada.
Peace of mind for less than a month of your favorite coffee? Of course, just $16 per month with up to 4 visits per year for heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Sierra Air Conditioning and Plumbing, service that soars above the rest.
This portion of 8 News Now is sponsored by Demopolis Law Firm. We win.
This is the face of an American warrior. Sam Brown was almost burned to death in Afghanistan. This patriot risked his life to defend our country. Now Sam's running for the Senate to help President Trump save America. Jackie Rosen's a career politician who lines her pockets at your expense. Sam Brown's a decorated combat veteran who will make Nevada proud.
I'm Sam Brown, and I approve this message. Join my team. Give today.
There's a difference you can feel when you step into the showroom at Findlay Honda Henderson. The difference is our people, focused on you. Because when you're the center of our attention, everybody wins. Welcome to The Difference at Findlay Honda Henderson.
Bears Cardinals, Sunday at 1 on 8 News Now.
Quite a night at the White House last night. Do not be alarmed. You are not hallucinating. You're looking at video of President Biden at last night's annual White House trick-or-treat event. And guess who's in the panda costume? First Lady Jill Biden. Oh, yep. Reliable sources say the president and first lady handed out candy and books to service member families, as well as kids who just happened to live nearby. The first White House Halloween party was held way back in 1958, keeping the tradition alive. All right. Looking awesome. All right. This morning, Meg Thee Stallion is suing a blogger, calling her a mouthpiece for the man who's serving time after shooting the hip-hop superstar. Megan claims the blogger is purposely spreading false information on behalf of Tory Lanez. Jamie Yukas reports on the lawsuit that the artist filed under her legal name, Megan Pete.
How you feeling, Megan? Megan Thee Stallion is trying to hold a vlogger accountable for comments she says are disparaging, years after rapper Tory Lanez shot her in the foot in 2020. Pete is suing popular content creator Milagro Grams, legally known as Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. In the lawsuit, Pete's attorneys accuse Cooper of intentionally causing her emotional distress by cyberstalking, promoting and sharing deepfake pornography of Pete, and questioning if she was actually shot. The rapper was sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Pete in the foot during an argument 4 years ago. The lawsuit calls Cooper a puppet for Lanez during and after his high-profile trial.
Ball is life. They don't care about nothing else.
In an exclusive interview with CBS Mornings in 2022, Pete explained why she wanted to tell her side of the shooting story, which may help explain this lawsuit.
Why did you decide, Megan, to do this interview? Because you know in the society we live in today, it just opens you up for more incoming.
I feel like people create these narratives about you, and when you don't stand up for yourself, they just run and they go, and people are able to stack lies on top of more lies on top of more lies. And I just really want to take control over my own narrative.
Pete said in a statement, these individuals need to understand there will be repercussions for recklessly posting lies and defamatory falsehoods.
I don't have anything to worry about.
Cooper took to X to double down on her claims. CBS legal contributor Jessica Levinson thinks Pete has a strong case.
What Megan Thee Stallion is alleging here is that this goes far beyond just opinions, and it infringes on her rights.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Jamie Yukas in Los Angeles.
Now, we've asked Milagro Grams' rep to comment on the suit. We have not heard back yet.
I think it's good that Megan's speaking up yet again, you know, because so many times you just think, well, don't let me give it any air because then the story just continues. But she's reached a point where she says enough. I applaud her for that.
Here's a moment of honesty for me. I was listening to all of these different versions of it, and I got lost in what happened. And I remember you coming back from sitting down with her, and it kind of anchored myself in her truth and what happened. What did you walk away believing after sitting down with her?
Well, number one, I believed her, and the police reports back her up. I think for all the people that were lost, I think you were not really paying attention, because if you look at the evidence and you look at what she's saying and what the officials are saying, you know, to me, there wasn't a question about what had happened that night. So I'm glad she's speaking up, because she's taken a lot of incoming, and now she's like, enough.
And hurt her career in certain ways.
Enough. She's doing all right,
bounced
though.
back. She bounced back.
She's doing okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. Ahead, we will meet the woman behind the viral Win with Black Women Zoom that raised cash, a lot of cash, and enthusiasm for Vice President Harris. You're watching CBS Mornings. We always appreciate that. We'll be right back.
Remember this? Can't believe we didn't always wear sunscreen. Let's not regret our sunny memories. Let's do something about it.
Number 7's Future Renew Serum reverses visible signs of sun damage with a world-first peptide technology. Number 7, don't regret, just reverse.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up. Is Limu with you in all your dreams? Oh, yeah. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is an oral treatment for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 and a high risk factor for it becoming severe. It does not prevent COVID-19.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not risking it. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms and help stop the virus from multiplying in your body.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests or changes in their dosage may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, HIV-1, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeed. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, some severe, like anaphylaxis, and liver problems. These are not all the possible side effects, so talk to your doctor.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor today.
One man believes in no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and now, no tax on overtime.
The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country. And for too long, no one in Washington has been looking out for them.
And one man will refuse to fall. So America and its workers can continue to stand great again.
Right for America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Inez, let me ask you. You're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes? Really?
They're always on your scalp. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
Make every wash count. And for stubborn dandruff, try Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength.
Your hair can grow 590 miles over your lifetime. It's in your nature to grow. Nature's Bounty helps you grow thicker, fuller hair with just 1 capsule a day. You are bountiful. It's in your nature. Nature's Bounty.
In 18 years, Grant Gill will become an improv legend. That's why he's preparing for it now, with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Tonight.
My dad is so excited when I'm on your show because this is how he wants me to dress on my show. So,
Colbert's New with Seth Meyers. Tonight on CBS. America can't get enough of Elsbeth.
That's great news.
Elsbeth is all new CBS tonight at 10/9 Central and streaming on Parent.
Election night. News Nation is offering something completely different from all the rest. Respect for all Americans. News Nation is about the facts, offering complete transparency with more points of view than anyone else. And with our partners at Decision Desk HQ, you can watch in real time how the trajectory of the race changes. Trust News Nation for fair and independent election coverage. Begins Tuesday, 6/5 Central on News Nation. News for all America.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Walker Furniture's Veterans Day sale. Get up to 60% off, a discount equal to the sales tax, or 36 months no interest financing. This $1,000 power recliner with power headrest, arm storage, now $447. Or this Chase sectional, just $699. $16 million in furniture ready for next day delivery or free front door delivery. It all ends on Veterans Day. Walker Furniture extends a heartfelt thank you to all who have served. .org.
Black women have played a crucial role in many presidential elections, and this one is certainly no different. According to a CBS News poll, more than 9 in 10 black women described as likely voters are expected to support Vice President Kamala Harris, and this could make a big difference in some states. For example, back in 2020, our exit poll for one battleground state, that would be Georgia, showed that of the 17% of voters who were black women, 92% backed President Biden, helping him score an historic victory there. Tarika Duncan spoke with the woman behind the viral Win with Black Women Livestream. It has had 90,000 participants nationwide. And Tarika is here at the table to give the details. Good morning to you.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning at home. 45-year-old Joteka Edie is no stranger to networking. She's held leadership roles at the NAACP and in Silicon Valley. She says her desire to help others began at a very early age.
I think when I was in kindergarten, my mom said I used to say I want to be a lawyer. I couldn't say lawyer. I said I wanted to be a lawyer. And I always was that kid that just wanted to fight for anybody who I felt was being mistreated.
Joteka Edie says she felt that way back in 2020 after hearing some of the negative comments about black women named as possible vice presidential candidates.
Every last one of those women were receiving racist, sexist attacks. No one was challenging their policies, their agendas. It was she was too ambitious.
Her mentor, former White House political director Mignon Moore, encouraged Joteka to do something. So she did. In 2020, she created Win with Black Women, a virtual network that started meeting every Sunday during the pandemic via Zoom. The goal? Support and advance the policy agenda of black women. So when this news broke,
President Joe Biden has decided to drop out of the 2024 race.
Their routine call went viral.
We will do all the work that we know that we must do as black women, as we have always done.
Around 90,000 black women and their allies came together, not only to strategize, but to embrace the history that could be made.
Remember this moment. Remember where you were. Remember how you felt.
When we hung up at 1 a.m., it was still 20,000 women. And it felt like a hug that you just did not want to let go.
Their actions inspired other groups to form virtually and raise millions more. It also led to this Unite for America live stream in September with Oprah Winfrey.
Please welcome Kamala Harris.
and the vice president thanking Joteka.
She started it. Joteka started it.
Historian and professor Martha S. Jones says Black women organizing is nothing new.
When we look back across not just decades, but more than a century, what we recognize is that Black women have always been knocking on the door, rattling the gates, insisting on a place at the table in American politics.
Jones, who was on that historic July Zoom call, is the author of Vanguard, How Black Women Broke Barriers, Won the Vote, and Insisted on Equality for All.
Are Black Republican women organizing in the same way? And is there room for their voice when we talk about galvanizing Black women and getting out the vote?
Getting out the vote, in my view, is not a partisan matter. Getting out the vote is the heart of democracy.
Joteka recognizes that Win with Black Women set a new standard for voter outreach, one she says she hopes will have impact for decades to come.
What we are seeing is a level of energy united around our collective absolute need to ensure that this country is a place where we can all thrive and live and be free.
Win with Black Women has raised $2.6 million for the Harris campaign since July. It has resources on its website to help people with voter engagement from both a partisan and nonpartisan perspective. But to think about the history, guys, this goes back to the church. In that book, Vanguard, Martha S. Jones really lays out the fact that Black women historically have always been engaged, have always been active. And what we saw in July was just a manifestation of a lot of work many people before them have been doing.
Yeah, kudos to Joteka, Edie. I've seen her in action, and she is no joke. And I think for many people, they hadn't heard about it until that July phone call.
Yeah.
You start thinking, who are these people? Where are they coming from? Because the numbers that they raised in that short amount of time was jaw-dropping.
But to hear the organization
on how it started.
4 years ago is when all of this started. So
it went from boots on the ground to digital footprints.
Yeah, and that's where we are.
And they could be the difference maker.
5 days and counting.
And I'm really loving your Halle Berry costume today.
Oh, well, thank you.
Boomerang hat.
We just dressed as Gail K, Nate Burleson, and Tony DeCola.
That's right. All right.
Good to see you, Hallie.
Coming up in What to Watch, the stories that you'll be talking about today. But right now, it's 7:44. Time to check your local weather.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It's our last day of October. Mother Nature's scaring up some really good weather for our Halloween Thursday. Nothing alarming about these clouds, but it is chilling out there. Wow, we are still in the cool 40s. Air's a little bit drier. Eerily calm winds, but these clouds will just kind of keep coming and going. We'll see if we can make it to 70 degrees. Otherwise, we're looking for a spooktacular Thursday.
Our former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is here. He's got a new book. We'll ask about the U.S. presidential race, and the scandals that forced him to resign. Plus, got some big movie stars, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. Big movie stars talked to us in their first TV interview about their new movie. It's called Here, in which they aged together over many years. Remember, they were back in the day, Forrest Gump. That was 30 years ago. All that's in our next hour. But first, normally Klaus and I walking over the table. This time, Vlad's coming over to us. He'll have the stories that we'll be talking about later today and what to watch. What to watch right after.
Not only Joe Biden.
Oh, whoa. What? What?
Worst call in the history of this sport. He should never be allowed to ref again.
I'll tell you, honey, how much I love you, love you, love you, love you.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try new Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no? There has to be some form of punishment. For the woman? Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes to more than ever.
Yes! Yes.
Yes.
No.
Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
Start your day with Nature Made and try new zero sugar gummies.
This thing's in the middle of nowhere, and even if we didn't get any closer, you'd still know. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The same way you know you can keep the concert going, even after the encore. Or take the whole family anywhere in it. Because when you're an original, there's only one.
Right now, get $6,000 bonus cash allowance, or get 0% financing on 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland and Summit models. Jeep, there's only one.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Have you had your Hershey's? Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the weather first before sailing.
It's gonna get nasty later.
Yep.
Hey, perfect day for sailing, huh? Have fun on land.
I'll go tell the Coast Guard. Yep.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin honey.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Robitussin with real honey and elderberry.
Time now for What to Watch. Point of clarity off the top. As we were going to commercial break, Vlad was committing a lighthearted act of Halloween cannibalism on me, and he said it was an impersonation of Joe Biden, which was a reference to what, Vlad?
It was during the Halloween parade yesterday. It was a little baby. Yeah, a little baby there dressed. I think it's a chicken.
Yes.
Right?
I'm glad you guys cleared it up because I thought you had taken leave of your senses. I'm like, what's wrong
Well, I
with
was
you?
because I was pretending to be Frankenstein's monster from the 1931 Universal film, Frankenstein.
Taking leave of your sister.
Now I get it.
All right. We're good. It's all clear now.
Thank you very much for that point of clarity, Tony the Copel. Let's start this morning, though, with some dramatic video out of Michigan where a police officer jumped in to save the driver of a burning car. Watch this. Whoa. Yeah, so you can see this officer smashing through the windshield after a rollover accident earlier this week. The woman was shouting for help. I know. And the officer told her to kick the windshield. Once she put her leg through it, the officer was able to pull her out of the burning car. No one else was inside. Police say the woman suffered only minor injuries. What a hero.
Yeah, and
the second time we showed video like this.
And after that, then the car became totally engulfed. She's very lucky.
Yes.
Wow.
What a hero indeed.
He had that axe in the trunk, too.
Good thing he did. All right, so let's get into the Halloween spirit here. There are some people who are the undisputed champions of the holidays. Mariah Carey, of course we know. Yeah. Queen of Christmas, right? Who has it locked down for Halloween? We're talking about Heidi Klum. Yeah.
That's true.
And
she nails it every year.
And her annual party is soon to be, it's going to be over the top with Halloween costumes that never disappoint. Last year she was a peacock, remember this? She was a peacock with a team of dancers as the tail. The year before, this was my favorite, she dressed as a giant worm inching down the blue carpet. And who can forget in 2013, she used prosthetics and makeup to age herself decades. That's awesome. Last month, she offered this hint on Instagram. What do you guys think?
Ooh, what is it? Look like a turtle shell?
That's what I was saying, Nate.
Very squishy.
Maybe a plant or
maybe
a bug.
just like one of the eggs that the alien pops out of in Aliens.
Do you know what it is?
We don't. No, we don't. I don't know.
Koopa from Mario.
Oh, Oh, Nate Burleson.
Peaches.
It might be. Peaches.
Maybe. I'm thinking she's not doing a branded costume. I think it's going to be her own.
Yeah, you're probably right. We'll find out tomorrow. Okay, for some of us, it's even more fun getting your pet into the Halloween spirit. Let's take a look at some of our favorites online this year, starting out with this startling skeleton poodle. Let's see the startling. No, that's not him.
What is that?
This is the Home Sense shopper. You know Home Sense, the store, a little shopper. He's got a little bag.
Oh my God.
Nate is dying. Check out this little killer Chucky doll. Chucky.
That is amazing.
It's amazing. And sometimes your pet doesn't need that much. Look at this lab dressed like a Coke bottle.
Oh, man. That was not as great.
Bring back the little Home Sense shopper.
All right. Ahead, we have former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Maybe future. We'll ask him.
Want a next level clean? Swish with the Whoa of Listerine. It kills 99.9% of bad breath germs for 5 times more cleaning power than brushing and flossing alone. Get a next level clean with Listerine. Feel the Whoa.
Emergency crystals pop and fizz when you throw them back. And who doesn't love a good throwback? Now with vitamin D for the dark days of winter.
Hi, my name is Damian Clark. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, I have some really encouraging news that you'll definitely want to hear. Depending on the plans available in your area, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance, a monthly allowance to help pay for eligible groceries, utilities, rent, and over-the-counter items. The Healthy Options Allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over from each month. Plus, your doctor, hospital, and pharmacy may already be part of our large Humana networks. So call the number on your screen now and ask about a Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. And remember, annual enrollment ends on December 7th. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
RSV can severely affect the lungs and lower airways.
But I'm protected with Arexvy.
Arexvy is a vaccine used to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. RSV can be serious for those over 60, including those with asthma, diabetes, COPD, and certain other conditions.
But I'm protected.
Arexvy is proven to be over 82% effective in preventing lower respiratory disease from RSV and over 94% effective in those with these health conditions. Arexvy does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients. Those with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects are injection site pain, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, and joint pain. Arexvy is #1 in RSV vaccine shots. RSV, make it Arexvy.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley stain-resistant fabric Where Have You Been All My Life Black Friday event. But don't wait. It's also the Ashley You Can Save Up to $1,000 store-wide Black Friday event.
Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. Achoo. Needs. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Alka-Seltzer Plus, cold and flu. When speed is what you need, bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus. Also try the new chewable Fizzy Chews. No water needed.
On game days, you show up loud.
Which is why this election, we need everyone to make their voice heard.
And all we have to do is vote.
Dollar Loan Center is the official short-term lender of Halloween. And we're here to make you look spooktacular because new customers can enjoy your first loan on us. Get up to $5,000 in minutes. We give you the most time to pay back, and we're usually half the cost. As the official short-term lender of Halloween, Dollar Loan Center has every trick and treat in the book to help you with your Halloween plans this year. Apply for free online at don'tbebroke.com today or at one of our almost 60 locations.
Coming up, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright tell us about reuniting for their new film called
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Nothing too ghoulish about these ghostly clouds that are sliding into our skies, but my fear is it may hold back some of these milder temperatures we were looking for our Thursday afternoon. We're starting out chilly, mostly 40s around the valley, trying to get near 50, but you can see that these clouds have been increasing and getting a little heavier over the last hour or two. We're trying to get up to 70 degrees for our Thursday afternoon, 60s for ghouls and goblins, those little monsters heading out trick-or-treating this evening. The rain returns with chances even greater Saturday night and Sunday, and cool all next week through Election Day. Let's hit the streets right now, see how the roads are doing.
Still super crowded here as we're coming up on 8 a.m. Eastbound on the 215 Beltway, almost all the way from about the Pecos towards Aliante. Meantime, the Spaghetti Bowl still super crowded, got a couple of crashes. This one's not really blocking too much traffic. Eastbound Blue Diamond between Rainbow and Jones at Torrey Pines, they're still blocking the right lane here. This ended up being a rollover crash with a car off in the gravel there. Now in Henderson, another crash around Whitney and Galleria, still got the center turn lane blocked. On 8 News Now.
In a wreck? Need a check?
In a wreck?
Need a check?
In a wreck?